स्वतसवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste, my dear friends. I am going to talk about meditation and what were the thoughts of Bhagavan Sri Maharshi Ramana. What did he tell to the devotees about meditation? What is meditation? How it is to be performed and all? What are the results? What are the precautions? So, what is actually meditation? Meditation means we have to seize the rising of thoughts from the Atma. If we are able to stop the rising of these thoughts from the self, this state is the state of meditation. If thoughts are rising at a very high speed, so this is also a good sign that we are going towards the state of meditation, because more and more thoughts are rising at a very high speed means these thoughts which were accumulated in the form of vasanas in our subconscious mind, that is chitta, they are going out. So they are almost being destroyed. So before we get the thoughtlessness, these thoughts will rise at a very high speed. So we should not be afraid of. We should not worry that I am being troubled by thoughts more and more. So no, this is the procedure. This is you are in progress. So don't be afraid of more and more thoughts are rising from the self. So now let us see how Maharshi has given his ideas to the devotees and the person who is putting the question to Maharshi. The first question, devotee, should I remain as if in sleep and be watchful at the same time? Maharshi replies, yes. Watchfulness is the waking state, therefore the state will not be one of sleep, but sleepless sleep. If you go the way of your thoughts, you will be carried away by them and you will find yourself in an endless maze. Devotee. So then I must go back tracing the source of thoughts? Maharshi replies, quite so. In that way, the thoughts will disappear and the self alone will remain. In fact, there is no inside or outside for the self. They are also projections of the ego. The self is pure and absolute. So, we should be very clear about the location of self. My dear friends, self means what? Self means Atma. Atma and Paramatma. There is no difference. Our self is having the same attributes like that of the Paramatma. Paramatma is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. So, Atma is also omniscient, omnipotent and omnipresent. That means God is infinite, Atma is infinite. So there is no particular place in the body where the self is located. No, our body is in the self, not the self is in the body. But for making the people understand, we say that our Atma and Paramatma reside in the spiritual heart. Again, there is a confusion in the mind of people that s- this spiritual heart that is located in this body, in the right side of this chest. This is not the right thing. Self is nothing but this spiritual heart is nothing but the self. There, there is no separately heart and there Atma resides, nothing like that. Heart, spiritual heart, God, Atma, it is all same. There is no difference. You have to understand this. So Atma cannot be located in a particular spot in the body. Never have this wrong idea. So our Atma is infinite, God is infinite, spiritual heart is infinite. So there is nothing like that inside or outside. So just we have to be very clear. Then only these things will be able to understand. Otherwise, we will be confused and confused only. So we have to be very, very careful. When we say Atma, it is infinite, omnipotent, having all. Why we are not able to know the potency of this Atma? Because this Atma is completely veiled by our mind, by ego, by our sanskaras, by our vasanas. First, we have to remove these vasanas, thoughts, ego, and all. Then only we will be able to see the potency of our Atma. Now, talk number 13. Devotee, if we think I am the real, will it do? Mercy, all thoughts are inconsistent with realization. The correct state is to exclude thoughts of ourselves and all other thoughts. Though is one thought is one thing and realization is quite another. See here, realization is achieved only by destruction of thoughts. We have to destroy the thoughts, we have to destroy our mind, we have to destroy the ego. Then we reach the state of realization. What we are going to realize? We are going to realize our Atma. How Atma can be realized? Atma can be realized by removing the veil produced by mind, ego, and vasanas and these thoughts. So, realization is there already, but due to the veil in this created by mind, ego, and vasanas, we are not able to realize ourself. Lady devotee, let me have true knowledge by Sri Bhagavan's grace. Mercy, get rid of the I thought. So long as I is alive, there is grief. When I ceases to exist, there is no grief. Consider the state of sleep. Here, this I means ego. Please, you have to understand. This I means ego. What is ego? Ego is the I thought. What is this I thought? When we identify with the body, when I is identified with the body, that means this body is the soul. Soul is not separate from this body. So this is the basic thought, this is the I thought, this is the false thought, this is ego. This ego is part of Maya. What is Maya? The unreality is considered as a reality, and reality is considered as reality, and unreality are exchanged. This is Maya. Because ego is non-existent, mind is also non-existent, but we emphasize completely, we depend completely on ego, on this Maya, on this um, mind, and completely ignore the self. This is altogether called Maya. Huh? Dilemma. What is real, what is unreal, we are not able to recognize. So, first we have to move from unreality to reality. How? We have to forget about this Maya. We have to forget about thoughts. We have to stop these thoughts. So, lady says, lady devotee, yes, but when I take to the I thought, other thoughts arise and disturb me. See, all the thoughts follow I thought. First thought arising from the Atma is I thought. Other thoughts follow this basic thought. And this I thought is very still. It is hidden. It is hidden. Maharishi says, see whose thoughts they are. They will vanish. They have their root in the single I thought. Hold to it and they will disappear. Hold to what? See, here you have to be self attentive. You have to have the awareness of real I. If you emphasize completely on the real I, this false I, known as the ego, will be weakened, and finally it will vanish. Because actually speaking, it is temporary, it is non-existent, it receives power from the Atma only. So it is, you can say, just coming, when the thoughts they are coming out of Atma, they create mind, they create ego. And when these thoughts are diverted back towards the Atma, then they are part of Atma. So, when mind is going towards the Atma, that is known as in spiritual, this, uh, it is known as pure mind. When a mind is going outward, this is called impure mind. See, Atma is seen by pure mind only, because pure mind and Atma there is no difference, because mind is the part and parcel of Atma only. So there is no difference. You have to understand this. Very simple. Pure mind means when a mind is moving towards its source, that is the Atma, so it becomes part of Atma only. So we have to deal everything with the help of mind, but which mind? Pure mind. What is that pure mind? When the mind is going towards the spiritual heart, into the interior, to the core of our spiritual heart. So this is because when the mind is having the outward look, it is impure because it mixes with the world, it mixes with the worldly affairs, and it is polluted, and it is away from the Atma. So it is impure. It is completely veiling the Atma. So very simple if you understand, otherwise so difficult. Now talk number 276. A devotee asks, miseries appear in Jagrat. Why should they appear? See, during sleep, mind is absent, ego is absent. So, movement of mind towards the outer world is stopped. So, mind not going towards the world means what? That means mind is absent, ego is absent, Maya is absent. So what is left? Pure Atma. In the state of sleep, sound sleep we call it, dreamless sound sleep, there is only Atma. No mind, no ego, no Maya, no Vasana is affecting. So this is, everything is so clear in simple words. So again I repeat the question. Miseries appear in Jagrat. Why should they appear? Because during the Jagrat means in the when the conscious mind is functioning in the state of awakening. So that time our mind is having the outward movement. So our mind is connecting with the world. So it is impure mind. So it will give trouble. No problem. Now Maharishi says, if you see yourself, they will not appear. When you can see the self, when your mind is diverted towards the spiritual heart. Devotee, if I turned to look who am I do not find anything. See, here also we commit mistakes. We use who am I as a mantra. So that is a very wrong procedure. Who am I is just, we are putting a question. Who is I, who is am, and who is who? Who is the basic existence? I is here, ego. Am is the reality. So ego says, who am I? Not the real. Atma does not say, who am I? This question is put by ego. To whom? To itself. So here we have to understand who I am. Ego says, who am I? So if I turn to look who I am, I do not find anything. So do not find anything means what? Because this is the query put by the ego to the ego, and when this ego is directed to move towards the self, this ego vanishes, merges with the self, and what is there? There is only Atma. That is only the state of realization. Maharishi says, explains this now. How did you remain in your sleep? There was no I thought there. and you were happy. Whereas there are thoughts flowering in the wake of the root thought I in the Jagrat, and these hide the inherent happiness. What is that inherent happiness? Our Atma, the basic nature is happiness. We say bliss, we say peace, we say happiness. That is the basic nature of Atma. Get rid of these thoughts which are the obstacles to happiness. Your natural state is one of happiness as was evident in your sleep. See, the natural state means, what is that natural state? When we say natural state, we are talking about Atma. So, what is the basic nature of Atma? Happiness, bliss, and tranquility, eternal peace. Dear friends, these things are so simple and clear, but writers they confuse, they bring sophisticated words, they put such wonderful words, our this complete mind is just circling around the periphery of what we are talking. We find no clue. That is the problem. We have to very clearly understand when we say happiness, when we say bliss, when we say peace, that is the basic quality of Atma. Until unless mind, ego, and vasanas are destroyed, we will be completely deprived of this happiness. Happy people, this know this here that happiness lies within. I tell you, this happiness lies within you means because the Atma basic nature is happiness. Basic nature is bliss. Basic nature is eternal peace. How this can be tasted? By removing the veil of mind, ego, and maya. That is the simple explanation to me. Now, talk number 321. Devotee, is concentration of mind one of the sadhana? See, here also we'll commit mistake. Concentration of mind, one of the sadhanas. Maharishi says, concentration is not thinking one thing. It is, on the other hand, putting off all other thoughts which obstruct the vision of outer. See, dear friends, this concentration means it does not mean that we have to focus on a particular thought. When we are focusing on a thought means what we are giving power to the mind. That is the I do not know people how they write all wrong things in their books. Marriage is so clear. Still, they read talks by Maharishi. They read teachings of Maharishi. Then how they talk silly things. See, concentration of mind of the is one of the sadhana. Arey Baba, This concentration of mind does not mean concentrating, focusing on a particular thought. When we are focusing on a thought, what we are doing? We are putting fuel to the fire. We want to put off the fire, and what we are putting? We are putting petrol. This is what people, they commit blunder. Concentration of mind does not mean that you focus on a particular thought. No, my dear friend. Concentration means completely removal of thoughts and being attentive and self-aware of Atma. This is concentration, not focusing on a particular thought. How these people, commit mistakes and confuse the sadhakas. Very sad actually. They define things in a, just put, good words. They want to show their, learning, that I am a knowledgeable person. What knowledgeable person? I have read books of even, so-called gurus and all. Concentration means just to have the thought of a one single thought. When you are putting all the forces on a single thought, then what you are doing? You are increasing the power of thought. And what is meditation? Destruction of thought. Giving power to the thoughts. Giving power to the thoughts, you want to have progress in the meditation. Both are contradictory statements. Try to understand, my dear friends. This is wrong. Concentration does not mean putting focus on a particular thought, but complete destruction of thoughts and being completely aware of Atma. This is concentration. Not thinking about a single thought. These people, they say this, that means they have not understood the meaning of meditation. And they have not understood completely the teachings of Maharshi. I don't know how they have understood. Maharshi in clear terms, again I repeat this. Maharshi says, see, question was put, is concentration of mind one of the sadhanas? Concentration of mind. This question itself is wrong. Maharshi says concentration is not thinking one thing. It is, on the other hand, putting off all other thoughts which obstruct the vision of our true nature. What is the true nature? Our Atma. So, dear friend, be very, very clear that when we say concentration, simple meaning of concentration is destruction of thoughts, destruction of mind, destruction of ego, destruction of maya, and be self-attentive. Self-attentive means attend your Atma. Then be self-awareness. Just be your Atma. No other thought. So this is the meaning of concentration, and people talk about emphasize, focus on a single thought. Mhm. The basic, we have to understand the basic meaning of concentration. Concentration means destruction of thoughts and self-awareness and self-attention of Atma. So simple, and they are making it so difficult. If people they simply understand the teachings of Maharshi, they need not go for any further reading of any other book or so-called holy books and all. Because Maharshi has given, Maharshi is, each and every statement is very, very, very simple. But people they modify it, put, you know, taste by putting sophisticated words, make it difficult, and over sadhakas, they start from zero and in between zero and they reach zero and finally they find out what is this concentration? Because they start with wrong notion. I have read so many books, Concentration means putting emphasis on a particular single thought. Or no, Baba, that is wrong. When you bring thought means what you are doing? You are giving fuel to the mind. And what is meditation? Absence of thoughts. Dear friends, please try to understand this. Very simple. I stop here. I'll make further video on this because this is very, very, very important, dear friends. And I will try to make you understand the basic simple things, the real teachings of Maharshi, not putting taste by bringing sophisticated words. No need. Okay, dear friend, thank you for watching this video. Please like it, comment, share and subscribe my channel. This is your own channel, my dear friends. I will make the teachings of Maharshi very, very, very simple. Even a layman having no past knowledge can understand and utilize and be a perfect spiritual sadhak.